one thing I didn't throw today, guys.
This one.
Still whacking them there.
I had to use he was kicking my rear end, so I had to use my bailout bait, which is the Ned Rig. Hey everybody, it's Dalton. I went fishing yesterday, a little lake up north that I fished about a week ago. And the day before we went, there was a storm that rolled in. It was not a long storm, it was a few hours, but it dropped a lot of rain and snow around the mountains where that lake is located. So it was a very cold storm. I knew going out there the bite was going to be tough. So I'm out there fishing with a buddy of mine. His name is Scott, and he's getting bites. He's already got 4, 5, 6 bites. I had 1 bite up to this point, that's it. And he caught a couple of fish yesterday. And what he did was he threw a little finesse jig, just a real small one, and he landed a pretty nice bass with it.
Oh, that is a fish. 5 or 6. Look at that, guys. Oh, look at his red lips. Finesse jig. Look at that thing, guys.
Now, I also have been throwing a jig. I mean, I set this jig up. It's green pumpkin. This is such a nice jig. A little flipping jig. Nice weed guard. Nice trailer. I mean, I thought for sure I was going to get a bite, and I never got a bite on it. So I threw all kinds of stuff at him. Nico rig, tubes, drop shot, cranks, anything I could think of to try to get a bite, and I just could not get a bite. So I had to make a change. So I grabbed my spinning rod and I hooked up a Ned Rig. And I'm calling this the Red Headed Ned Rig because a few weeks ago I went to a little sporting goods store, and they had a bunch of these little Z-Man shroom heads, and they had the red ones, and they were on sale. So I just bought a few packs, and I hadn't really used them a whole lot. I took a half a Yamamoto Senko, cut it in half, threaded on there, and started getting bites. It actually started working really well for me.
Behind us. Now we're in 10 feet on top of it. It's 6 feet. Get it?
He's just a little.
Called it though. We got back out to 10 feet.
Got back out to 10 feet, yeah.
Last week it was.
He's a keeper.
Last week it was 7 feet. This week it's 10 feet.
I bought those. They were on sale.
I've never seen a red head.
Here's a little guy here.
Second we got out to 10.
Second we got, we're at about 9-10 feet right now, and that's where they are. So the way I worked this thing was pretty simple. I threw it on a 7-foot medium action spinning rod and 8-pound test line, fluorocarbon, and I just set it up like that, and all I did was just kind of scooted it slowly along the bottom. I didn't move this bait fast. Every time I tried to move it fast, I wouldn't get a bite. So what wound up happening is Scott was basically kicking my butt out there. He was getting, good bites. He'd already caught 2 fish. And then I tied this little red-headed Ned Rig on, and I wound up getting 5. So it worked out. So in these winter months, if you're in a post-frontal condition where you've either had a cold front come in or a storm that's cold and you can't get a bite, well, the #1 bailout bait I've ever had in my life is a Ned Rig. Well, I hope this video helps if you're having a tough time getting a bite this winter. I don't always like to throw the Ned Rig, but I always like to get bites. And if I need to do it, I'm going to do it. Well, I hope this little video helps. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it. Talk to you soon.